minions with the giants. That's generally what people think about when they look at the hand lock. But it's got a little small game too. With the ancient watchers and the owls and that sort of play,
Right.
as well as great removal with board removal with
Yeah,
hellfires and the shadow.
even like the mid-range game with again those Watchers and the Drakes and Earthen Rings and just like really efficient removal.
Yeah.
It has a
Okay.
lot of tools. So
So Savjz holds on to the Hellfire. That's definitely going to help him out against a Shaman that's, just toteming the first couple rounds. You can turn 4, you can kind of start all things, kind of reset the board. That's what he's going to be doing. The Earth Shock's an obvious choice for Admirable. Kills the Twilight Drake in one shot there.
yep, and he does draw a Hex for that Mountain Giant as
Yeah.
well. So Veets pretty much can't ask for a worse starting hand. I mean, he does have a Hellfire and a Mountain Giant, but he's also got a Molten Giant and a Jiraxxus, which are not exactly the things that you want to be holding.
Yeah, Jiraxxus is one of those cards that has not been played as much in handlocks recently. People have dropped it, and in favor of some more removal cards. So it's kind of interesting that Savjz is running the Jiraxxus. It's nice because it can reset your health too, and especially against a Shaman. It doesn't have crazy bursts sometimes. It can be really, really great.
Yeah. The big thing with Jiraxxus is that like most of the decks are set up to be able to deal 15 points of burst.
Yeah.
And setting yourself to be capped at 15, that's something that's actually pretty dangerous. Like, you can die at any minute, basically.
Okay, so Savjz plays his Mountain Giant. It's going to be handled easily with the Hex, and Admirable's got, he's kind of unbound. He's got some pretty good cards to play next turn, but Savjz is kind of stuck here. He's kind of in a weird spot here.
He
doesn't have
really
any
have
great
anything
plays.
he wants to play.
Yeah, he's got 2 owls on that's nothing, no real targets really. He gets a Faceless to another reactive card.
Yes, do you owl the 1/1, or do you owl the Spell Power Totem? Like, he's just in a very, very awkward spot.
I think you.
It might
I
even
think
be a
you.
bit better to just throw out Thalnos. I guess
I'd
you
agree
can't
with
do that 'cause
that.
You counterfeit a card next turn though.
Oh,
So I
that's
guess that
true.
doesn't
That's
work
true.
either.
No, that could potentially burn a card. That's true. I think the owl is right. I think getting rid of the Argent Square. So this is not working out very ideally for Savjz. Again, his hand is completely reactive, and the problem with that is that Admirable is just kind of taking his time too, and just building up power in his hand. Okay, so there's a Mountain Giant, so he's got to play there
At
now.
least you can also just Thalnos and Hellfire now. Actually,
Oh, true.
clears the board. I mean, it uses a Hellfire, but he does have the second one. So if Admirable starts throwing down Feral Spirits, then he has a way to deal with them.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's going to put him closer to being able to play the Molten Giant too, and digging for a card too would be nice. He could use anything right now, Ancient Watcher, anything.
Yeah. Looks like he is going to go with a board clear too. I think that's a little bit of the more conservative play. Probably a little bit better as well.
Yeah, he's still got 2 Shadow Flames too in his hand, so conserving a Hellfire, don't really need to do that. Gonna go play okay, so Admiral's gonna play the Mana Tide Totem. Really good time. Usually a clear board is a really great, like one of the options to play a Mana Tide Totem.
Yeah, that's the best time to play Mana Tide Totem is against a clear board. Against an opponent with a clogged hand.
Okay, so a 3-mana Mountain Giant. Gotta love the discount on that puppy there. And looks like the Owl's gonna silence the Mana Tide Totem. No more card draws for Admirable there, and gonna taunt the 8/8, make him go through it. Actually, test to see if he has another Hex. Really.
Yeah, and Admirable doesn't actually have a great way to answer that giant.
Let's see what he's got.
He
Here.
can
He's got a
Earth
Flame
Shock
Tongue.
it and kind of ignore it. But that gets into very dangerous territory with the.
Oh, it's pretty scary. Scary ignoring one of those guys. But yeah, that is definitely a play that he has there. He does have the Gadgetzan. He could draw 2 cards here. He's got the coin here. Gadgetzan coin's always
at least 2
value. Yeah, exactly. Gonna play the Flame Tongue Totem. Draw into Feral Spirit next turn is gonna be quite nice. Gonna go ahead and Earth Shock the.
No, I think he has to Rock Biter it to kill it.
Oh, he's
off.
Rock Biter. No, sorry, he's Rock Bitering. Yeah.
Yeah. He has to Rock Biter to kill it off. And that's fine. That Mana Tide Totem didn't really have that much value anymore. He does have to use a Rock Biter, which is kind of unfortunate for his potential kill combo.
Yeah.
But
True.
I mean,
Being able to remove a giant without using a Hex is pretty darn good, though. Not taking
and he's
damage.
got a lot of good value from pretty much all of the things that he played that turn. So
Yeah. Okay, so Savjz goes ahead and siphons souls and clears the board here. Admirable is going to play his fire elemental for pretty good value, removing the Sun Fury Protector, and I don't know, establishing the board pretty well here. Does he totem? Does he? I don't think he wants to Thanos, given that he has a storm in his hand. Yep, he's going to totem.
He just totem.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anything that you play as a 2-drop will just instantly trade with the owl. So there's no reason to just let Savjz have that free trade.
Yeah. Okay, so Savjz now has two parts of the big power overwhelming Leroy combo, where you Leroy power overwhelming to 10 and then faceless to get 20 damage
But
on your
he's
opponent.
missing that all-important fourth part at the moment,
Yeah.
which is having an opponent at 20 life or less.
Yeah, well, that too. But I'm just saying he's got at least some pieces of it already. But this
true.
turn he's going to be looking at. He could Hellfire and clear the board, and it would bring him closer to. Well, it'd bring him to a really good discounted Molten Giant next turn. But it does put him in range of possibly being like comboed down here.
That's true. He does know that one of the Rock Biters is gone, so he's safe from that Alakir combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say because he doesn't really have a great play if he just hits in Hellfires. So we might see him just drop a Giant here. Yeah, I guess he's kind of. No, I just don't see a really great reason to Hellfire.
Oh, he's
even
down
though
to what?
There's a way to Fire Ellie.
Wait, he's down to this is.
He's at 17.
He's at 7. This is lethal, right? I mean, he's got Oh no.
No, he
doesn't have Rock Biter. Yeah, he already used a Rock Biter, so he's got 2 Earth Shocks. Okay. Let's see. He could either just crash the. He could crash the 6/5 into the Molten and clear the board, and then repopulate it with a Feral Spirit.
Feral Spirits, yeah.
Totem play. I think that's probably going to be the best bet here. Again, being able to remove a giant with just kind of sacrificing minions into it is definitely good for the shaman.
Yeah.
Does he still have a hex left? He still has 1 hex left, right?
Yeah, he still has 1 hex.
Yeah.
And he's holding both Earth Shocks. So.
Jiraxxus might actually be a factor in this game.
That's true, actually. Jiraxxus, I mean,
seriously,
doesn't often end up mattering that much because usually you win the game before he comes out, or he's not enough to win the game back. But
the great thing about Jiraxxus is
Sorry,
go ahead. Savjz.
Oh, Savjz is trying to figure out how to get that last 6 points to damage in on Admirable.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of great ways to do it, so.
But Savjz hasn't gotten any extra damage. Yeah, ever since I pointed out the combo, which he does have now, by the way, the Leroy Power Overwhelming Faceless, he still hasn't figured out a way to get 6 damage on Admirable.
Yeah.
And the Shaman doesn't have any life gain. I mean, some of them have like Earth and Fire Seer, but for the most part, they don't have any way to heal. So he just has to figure out some way of getting it. The Hellfire is it's really scary because he knows that one of the Rock Biters are gone, so it really makes him nervous, I think, to even go down to 14.
Whoa. Savjz pulled out the Defender. I think he was aiming for the Molten Giant, actually.
Oh,
and that's actually going to be that's going to be really unfortunate for him.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't. You think that was a misclick?
Yeah, he emoted oops afterwards.
Oh no, that's.
I have to assume that that's a misclick.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of a surprising play there, because this is likely going to be removed fairly easily by Admirable. Quite honestly.
Alnos and Earthshock actually.
Yeah, Alnos Earthshock.
No, oops. Admirable was overloaded still. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Admirable had lethal, didn't he? Because he's got 12 with that Rock Biter. But yeah, he was still overloaded. So.
Okay, let's see if Savjz can recover from this. Admirable is sitting on the Rock Biter Alakir combo, which is 12 right off the bat. So this is going to be painful. This Hellfire is actually going to put him in range of lethal, and he does have a taunt. He does have a giant and a taunt, so he's going to be able to do that. And that's
he has 2 giants and a taunt, doesn't he? Oh no, the giant's not quite free.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so close. Well, I guess he wouldn't be able to taunt both anyways, because he has to Hellfire. But man, it's very close. Very
Okay,
close.
so the big game, the BGH
being
is
able
gonna,
to double hunt.
yeah, the big game hunter is just going to be able to remove that giant, but he does get it at a 0, like a huge discount, basically free, and he's going to be taunting it up.
He's also within range of Alakir, and Admirable still has a 1 mana remove taunt. So
Yep, there you go, and that's going to be game here, and Admirable going to take it. And so, do you think the Argus actually cost Savjz that game?
You know, it's hard to say.
I think he might have had it anyways. I think Admirable might have had it anyways.
Yeah,
but